All right, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for being on tonight. Definitely appreciate you. This is Shawn James again, of Team Wealth Builders here in IM Mastery Academy. We are an educational platform that shares information or teaches people how to trade the foreign exchange and cryptocurrency markets. And so guys, I'm speaking like this because we are live on Facebook tonight. So I'm definitely excited for that. So if you're, just streaming through or just scrolling through your page, we definitely love for you to take a minute and stop on so you could go ahead and learn some stuff about how to get involved in the Forex and cryptocurrency market. So this is a call we do every Monday night. We've been doing this call for the last 3 years through iMarkets Live, now changed to IM Mastery Academy. So guys, this call is a very interactive call. Okay, so what we do is we drill down on the basics of how to get involved in Forex and cryptocurrency trading. And so tonight's class, we're going to reintroduce again the Harmonic scanner and the IM Vibrata, formerly known as the IM web analyzer. And so a couple questions to answer, like why do we want to go ahead and go over that again? Well, the thing is, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to understand that you have some remarkable tools that over the last 3 years have been fine-tuned and improved so that you could get a winning ratio with your trades. And if you didn't know it, I kind of spoke to Steve Hooley. Stephen Hooley is the designer of the web analyzer, or IM Vibrata. And of course, I've gotten some sit down time with Mr. Christopher Terry also. And so, what I really love hearing is that depending on the strategy that you're using, it really doesn't even matter, that the web analyzer will pull out about 250 to 300 trades a day. Okay. And most of these will win somewhere between 80 to about 85 percentile as far as winning. Okay. And so that's pretty good. And as far as the Harmonic scanner is concerned, that's the same thing. It probably scans somewhere between 200 to 250 trades a day, potential trade setups. And, really when I just look at going from from entry to take profit one, that usually hits about 90 to 92% of the time. And then to take profit two runs somewhere between, I guess somewhere between a 45 to 65 percentile. Little above half the average of 50% on sometimes, and then sometimes it may not. It just depends on what's happening in the market. So I want to go ahead and introduce those tools to you. We're also going to look at a couple trades. I always encourage you that if you have your demo account set up and you wish to enter a trade that looks pretty good, go ahead and enter it on your demo. I'll put the disclaimer out: past performance does not dictate or promise future gains, and I'm not here to blow your account. Okay, not that I've ever really called any bad trades, but at the same time, guys, we want to make sure that you are learning successfully. All right. So with this tonight, feel free to unmute or hit the chat and just be able to ask a question. Okay. All I ask is that you don't talk over one another, and that you give me time to go ahead and explain that answer. And I'm going to give you the best answer I have. If not, I promise I will always go to the source to find out the answer for you. All right. So we're going to kind of go over a couple things. Another thing is I want to welcome all the new people that have joined IM Mastery Academy. If you are new, or let's say you've re-enrolled, you decided maybe things weren't clicking for you before, and you decided that you wanted to re-enroll and relaunch your education, then we want to welcome you on the call. For those of you who've been in for maybe 60 days or less, we welcome you. And this call is open to any team, to anybody in the public. We don't close this out because we want people to know what we have our hands on and how great these tools are. Okay. So again, feel free to ask questions, and I'll be more than glad to answer. So let's take a look at a tool or two. Let's see. I'm going to look at the Harmonic scanner. I'm going to touch base on that. And I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it, but I just want to explain it. And then, we're going to see if maybe we can find some potential trades on this. So now, for those of you who are brand new or have been in or maybe relaunched your education, put a 1 in the chat if you have not used the Harmonic scanner, or if this is totally foreign. You have not seen this tool before. I kind of want to get an idea of, who's familiar with it, who's not familiar with it, so I can kind of know the depth that I want to touch base on. Okay. All right, cool. So I got a couple people that's going on here. So good. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So this tool right here is called the IM Harmonic scanner, okay? And so just some tidbits for you to write down that a lot of Fortune 500, 1,000, 2,000 companies that are, the top tiers, a lot of them have a Forex department, okay? This is something that I learned that down here in Atlanta, we have the SunTrust building. And so I never knew that, the SunTrust Bank has bank branches that you go into. You never go into the SunTrust building unless you're applying for a job or maybe you're doing some gigantic business merger of some sort. Well, guess what? In that corporate building, they actually have a floor dedicated to Forex trading. Okay. And not only do they have a floor, but they have a software very similar to this for all the major retail traders. Okay. So these guys are moving millions and millions and millions of dollars in the market. Okay, so that's why we have a lot of fluctuation sometimes in the market and where it's trending. Okay, because there's dozens of transactions. I mean, there's thousands of transactions that are dumped into the market of retail traders that are trading for other people, trading for their SunTrust customers, trading for the Wells Fargo customers, Bank of America and Wachovia, all these other places, okay? And then, of course, you have the Fidelities and the Vanguards and all these other places where people are putting their money in and having a retail trader go ahead and trade for them, okay? Well, guess what? The great thing is that the CEO of this company has designed a tool very comparable to that that's made for the everyday person. Okay, not for the retail trader. So it's simplified, but yet this accuracy is just as good as what the retail traders use. Okay, so I want you to know that this isn't no Rudy Poot software that we just put together overnight. Christopher Terry took over 20 years to go ahead and perfect this software, and this became the flagship product for IM Mastery Academy. Okay, and guys, I kind of live by this right here because very rare does it not work. Okay, very rare. So let me kind of break it down for you. Basically, when you sign up for the IM Mastery Academy, please make sure you're aligned with me unless you got a question. I'll be more than glad to answer. All right, so this right here, what it does, ladies and gentlemen, is this comes with your IM Mastery Academy package. It comes with our Platinum package and our Elite package. So I always like that when people say, hey, look, Shawn, I want to get involved, but, my funds are a little tight starting off. What product can I, start learning on? And I always start new people off on the Harmonic scanner. And honestly, guys, I still use it. There's top traders that use it. And so there's not like, oh, this is just a little training wheel thing to use. No, this is major. This has produced many millionaires within our trading space using this tool. So don't sleep on this at all. And the reason I love it is because it marks up your chart for you. Everybody is so concerned about, well, I want to mark up my own charts and I want to do this. And that's great. Okay, that's great. That's lets us know that you're elevating in your skill set of trading. But what if you have a tool that does all the markups for you? Okay, everything's already done. You don't have to identify the support and resistance because guess what? Looking in front of us, we have support and resistance already lined out. You don't have to worry about the trend and when the trend reversals because the pattern, the harmonic pattern, tells you when the reversal is happening in the market, when it's going to trend in another direction. So not only that, you don't have to worry about what price, where's my entry? Like, did I get in too early? Did I get in too late? We already have the entry already outlined for you. So you just now have to use your intuition, all right, and your skill set of where you are to find out how you can use this for your skill set. All right. So basically, I'm just starting from left to right real quick. Over here on the side, these are drawing tools over here on the right, because a lot of people still, of course, need to draw on their chart. Maybe they do maybe a trend line of some sort to see where it breaks. Maybe they use a tool called Fibonacci. So you're able to use that. And then we have many other tools there. Okay. On the top, we show the time frame that you can use this on, okay? This identifies on a 15-minute chart. So what that means is every candle, it takes 15 minutes to form that candle. But if we look over here to the left, we also can switch our charts to a H1, H4, and D1, which means we can go longer. We can have H1, which is a 1 hour, which tells us that it takes 1 complete hour to form that candle. So the question is, well, Shawn, why do I want to use a bigger time frame? Like, I don't want to be on the charts long, the whole thing, ladies and gentlemen, is that it provides you with more information. The more information that you have, the bigger of an outlook that you have, and then a bigger perspective that you have on the market, where you have stabler, I like to use the word stable, you have a more stable foundation of your support and resistance because you have more information. Okay, excuse me. You have more information at your fingertips. Okay, and so it's also designed for the type of trader that you may be becoming or that you are now. All right, so for some of you, you may decide I'm a scalper. All right, so you may be a scalper. So a scalper means someone who decides that they want to get in the market quickly, in and out. They're only in for maybe 5 pips, maybe they're in for 10, 15, maybe less than 20 pips, and they want to be on the charts for a very small amount of time. In that case, there's no need to look at a H1, H4, a D1 chart. You only want to look at maybe a 5-minute, 1 minute, 10-minute, 15-minute chart. All right. And so the great part is this can be custom to your style of trading. Okay. For those of you who maybe have busy schedules where you say, well, look, Shawn, I can't really sit on the charts for 15, 30 minutes. I'm at lunch, I'm doing this, but I'm working through my lunch. You know, is there something that fits my time schedule? Yes, you can get on an H1, H4, or D1 chart, which is swing trading, all right, which is longer term trading. And you could put a trade in early in the morning before you go to work and not look until you get off of work, and you could earn $300, $3,000, $30,000 within that 8-hour time period. All of that, of course, is a result of what you have in your particular account and what your lot size is, okay, your lot size. And so the IM Master Academy will teach you what those things are, okay? So we got these time frames, we got this. So now what the market does, let's see, what does the harmonic scanner do? Well, what it does, ladies and gentlemen, it's going to look for patterns in the market, okay? We call them harmonic patterns. That's what they call them. And basically, they're taking these measurements, all right, between the peaks of these the peaks of these particular reversals, and it comes up kind of with a certain pattern that says, hey, because of this, we take this mathematical formula, we take these angles and these mathematical values, and we deduce that when we get to this D point, which is the end of that particular pattern, that there's going to be a reversal in the market after the D. Okay, so let me make it simple. You really don't have to concern yourself with anything to the left of the D. What you're really concerned about is this D up here above this entry, or is it here on the bottom? Because what that's going to tell us is that if it's here on the top, that is going to come into a downtrend. If it's on the bottom, it's going to go into an uptrend. And remember, the basics of Forex trading, or any trading, if you are looking at it, is that you want to trade when the market is out of balance, okay? When the market is ranging or bouncing up and down like a ping pong ball in a straight line, horizontal, okay, just like the horizon, all right, then the market is finding balance. There's so many sell transactions, there's so many buy transactions, so many sell, so many buy. It's evening out, okay? But then all of a sudden, something like news or some sort of market condition or you know, something will affect the market, okay, where the price will come out of equilibrium and start to go into an uptrend or a downtrend. And this is how we make our money. All right, we're going to identify, are we on an uptrend or downtrend? The great advantage of why I love Forex trading versus stock trading, okay, is because here you just have to worry about what position you're going from A to B. If the price is low and you're going high, you can make money from going from point A to point B, from low to high, okay? But guess what? The inverse is the same too. If the point was high at A and now the low point is B, the low price is B, you can make money jumping back in the market from A to B, okay? So for a lot of you who are already programmed in the stock market that says, well, you know, buy low, you know, buy low, sell high, buy low, sell high, yeah, that is what works in that particular market. Here, what we're looking for is price A to price B, price A to price B. That's what we're looking for. That's how you're going to make money. And so when the market flips up and down, guess what? You can get in multiple times and compound your account aggressively, okay? So now imagine that you have a virtual assistant at your fingertips that tells you already what pair to get into. It's going to tell you, so you don't have to always scan the market and say, you know, a lot of you, you know, I see people on Instagram, I see people on Facebook, they got like 10, you know, screens up. And I admit that looks kind of sexy, looks kind of good. You look like you feel like you're a real trader that way. Like I'm like a professional trader. I got 10 screens. I don't spend money on these high speed internet service and internet memory and all this other stuff to have 10 screens. Well, that's because they're not utilizing a software like this. Because realistically, the human eyes cannot concentrate on 10 screens. It cannot track all those movements. Okay, you will over process yourself, and not only that, you won't keep up with that. Okay, instead, how about have one piece of software that you have on your one screen, and it scans all the pairs of the market, and all of a sudden when a potential reversal happens, boom, it sends you an alert, sends you a notification, pops up on your screen. Not only does it tell you what pair it is, it's going to tell you when to enter, when to get out, and where to put your stop loss. You really didn't have to figure anything out except, do I want this particular trade? So no matter what your particular strategy is that you learn, you can apply it to the Harmonic scanner. You can put it on top of the Harmonic scanner. So if you use the Ichimoku cloud, that's great. If you use Bollinger Bands, that's great. You use the Moneymaker analysis, that's great. You use Stochastic, RSI, all the other ones. It doesn't matter, guys. This applies with everything. This is the foundational piece that you need to enhance what you're already learning. Instead, a lot of you guys are abandoning that. Okay, you got these tools in your back office and you abandon that to start from scratch. See, that makes no sense. You go from having a foundational tool that already gives you everything, the markups and everything, and then you go, well, I want to go to a naked chart and I just want to do it myself. All right, cool, no problem. We got a proven tool that's got about an 85 to 90% accuracy, and you got a new trader, they've been in for a little over 2 weeks, and they say, you know what, I want to mark my own charts up. I believe I'll have a 90% accuracy. Not saying it can't happen. I'm just saying, why make it hard? This is for the masses. This is why trading can be easy for you, because once we teach you how to go ahead and read this recipe in front of you, you can utilize it. You can add your own spices to it. You can go ahead and, you know, mix it up the way you want to, but don't go from a great tool that already gives you 90% accuracy to going back to zero and then relying on the little bit of skill set that you have already. All right, so that's that. So let's go ahead and go a little farther in here. Okay, so I talked about that. You got indicators, you got different candles that you can pick. Okay, hollow candles, Heikin-Ashi candles, which are great. Line candles if you want to mark up your charts. We have indicators, all these indicators. This is what I was talking about. You want to add spice to your trading? That's okay. Look, we got everything on here. Okay, every imaginable indicator that you can think of is on here. And guys, I promise you that when I first got into the business, I spent a month every weekend, Saturday and Sunday, well, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, looking up each of these indicators to find out what they do. And most of them I've tried to see, you know, what it is I can, you know, use. All of them work. All of them work. It's just a matter of, does it improve your accuracy? Can I get better than 85 to 90% on my trades? So, you know, that's what I use those for. Okay. You can save templates here. So if you have your particular strategy, guess what? You can save a strategy. Like I have the BYOB strategy, I have the TWB strategy, which is our team flagship strategy that we use. I have it saved here, so it pops up on my Harmonic scanner. So I can save it. Let's see if it will pop up. Yep, there we go. Okay. And it already puts all my markings on there for me. So it tells me, you know, when I want to get in. It puts my little spin on it. I'm still relying on the accuracy of this, but guess what? I still use my own strategy on top of it, okay? So that makes it very, very simple to use, all right? Of course, you can expand this screen. You can go in full mode, expand the whole screen. You can decrease it, okay? And then over here, we have a number of brokers, as you see, that gives the actual trade ideas or the signals through the Harmonic scanner. These are linked to that broker. When that broker, you know, their system sees a potential trade, they send the signal through our Harmonic scanner, and then it go ahead and reads to all the 100,000 students that we have worldwide to let them know that this is happening in the market. And so all the 100,000 students that have their different strategies, they can apply it to to this trade, and then they can make money, okay? So what you would do is you would find whatever broker that you wish to use. Guys, I pretty much use whatever pops up on the screen. Doesn't really matter of matching my particular trade broker to this. I just want to make sure I'm getting the information, and then I'm going to execute the trade. What I do is this does not trade for you. So I want to make sure people understand that this does not do the trading for you. All this does, ladies and gentlemen, is it just, like a GPS, it just gives you the address. You have to drive the car to get to the address. Just like this gives you that information, this still has to, you still have to input this information into your MetaTrader 4, which is the application that communicates with your broker to execute the trade. Okay, this only gives you information. You take this information, you put it in your MetaTrader 4, then it communicates with your broker as far as if you want to buy or sell, at what price, or do you want to do a pending order. Okay, so all of that is contained there. All right, so guys, for me, just to understand how my trading day goes, I wake up in the morning, I look at my news, I go on forexfactory.com, check the news out, and then what I do is I look to see what news is affecting what pairs, because that's going to give me some insight as far as if I'm in a trade, whether it's going to alter my trade. I want to find the best strategies to win at that time. And so I want to kind of cancel the noise. I'm trying to get back to a pattern here. Let's see if it'll let me. Probably not. All right, no worries. We're going to switch off that anyway, but I think I had something. Let's try another broker. All right, so yeah, so through my day, I'll keep the harmonic scanner up, and I'll just periodically look at it and see what comes onto the screen, see if this is a trade I wish to participate in. And here's the thing, I don't have to spend all my mind power, you know, analyzing charts, because so many of you are spending so much time, you know, analyzing charts, and then you still lose the trade. And then you get frustrated, and then I see them get out of the education because, you know, hey, look, they said, man, I wasted too much time, I didn't win. Okay, what news was that? Forex Factory. So if you go to forexfactory.com, Forex, F-O-R-E-X, factory.com, it's going to come up with different folders. You're concerned at looking at the red folders because it's the red folders that that affect the news the most, that affect, there we go. Let's get it up there. Okay, cool. Just needed time to load there. All right, so it's the Forex Factory that may affect the news, okay? So what I would do is I'll look at this, whatever my strategy is, and here, okay, let's just understand what we're looking at, okay? So basically what's happening here is that the market had found this pair, which is USD, United States dollar versus the Canadian dollar, okay? And it found this harmonic pattern, okay? Which, let me see, which is a bat pattern, B-A-T, a bat pattern, looks like a bat. And basically what it's telling us is that it's going to get to this area of resistance right here, potentially, and then it's going to reverse in a downtrend. And these are the areas that we can put in our MetaTrader 4 of where we want to take profit, okay? And take profit based, all that means is when these candles reach that point, when the ask and bid price, when the ask and the bid price cross that line, then whatever it is that you pledged toward your account, whether it was $1 a pip, $10 a pip, you know, $500 a pip, whatever it is that you decided, once it reaches that point, the trade will close out automatically and it'll deposit the money in your broker account. At that point, you can put in a request at your broker and you can pull that money out. Okay, so that's how it works. So here, this particular trade, what I'm looking at is we're seeing this D point get to this entry. All right, it may be executing here or it may not. Now, how I'll find out whether this might be a good potential trade is I'm looking at my indicator here, the RSI. When it comes here to this top line here, this top dotted line, it basically is like a roller coaster, ladies and gentlemen. It's kind of like once it gets to the top, this is like the ceiling. Once it starts to curve down like a roller coaster, that lets us know that the momentum or the sentiment of the market is starting to turn direction. So this is one of the indicators that I use. Now, of course, you can add other stuff. Like as you saw earlier, I added another strategy on top of it. So I would also use that particular strategy and use my confirmations that I learned through the academy on how to go ahead and execute the trade. Okay. So I rely on the educators inside of the academy to teach me how to properly confirm the trade. That's what you want to do. You want to confirm the trade. And usually there's about 3 or 4 different check marks that you want to check off. Okay. So this is looking pretty decent. And I'm not even using any indicators, just looking at this. Okay. What I want to see is if this red starts to head back down, this may be a good potential sell right here. Let's see. Potentially, if I were to get into this, nothing much. To the first take profit's only 4 pips. Second is 9 pips. Third is, about 18 pips. For me, this isn't a particular trade that I would get into, not because it's not a good potential trade to make money, but for me, I have certain confirmations that I need. Like I usually like to go from my green line to my first take profit. I usually like that to be in double digits. Okay, because the probability that it's going to make it from that green line to the blue line is about a 90 percentile or better chance. So for me, when I use the Harmonic scanner, I only go from entry to take profit 1, and I like to see take profit 1 over 10 pips. Okay, so that means if I'm doing $10 per pip, I can make $100 potentially. Okay, if I put in the trade twice, I could be $200. If I put it in 3 times, I can make $300 in a matter of maybe less than an hour and a half. Okay, that's how I properly use the Harmonic scanner. So what I'm saying is go into the academy. Okay, get first of all, sign up, enroll with whoever invited you on this call, enroll so you can get this tool in your hands, and then immediately get into the academy and find a Harmonic scanner educator that's going to teach you their strategy, their confirmations on how to use this tool properly. And guess what? We have several Harmonic scanner trainers that are going to teach you their different strategies. So wouldn't it be nice that you already have a tool that basically works 90% of the time as far as making profit for you. And then on top of it, you have about 5 or 6 educators that specialize in their strategies to confirm that so that you can get your percentile better. And now you're making money consistently. And then the last thing we do is we add a growth chart to it to where we're just shooting for certain financial markers so that you can grow your account anywhere from $100 over to $10,000. Okay. Look, see, look, this one's ready to hit take profit 1. It's headed on its way. Look at this indicator here on the bottom. I said it's like a roller coaster. That's what I want. I want it to hook down like it's coming down like a roller coaster. So this is a confirmation for me to let me know that this is probably going to hit take profit 1. All right. And so guys, that's how you use the Harmonic scanner. Again, if this is something that you haven't looked at, I implore you that if you already have the platinum package, it's already in your package. Okay. It's already in there. All right. So now you just need to go ahead and learn it. All right. There's several videos out that will explain how to take this information and put it in your MetaTrader 4. And basically, guys, you can copy and paste it. You really can. You can go right here, copy it, put it into your MetaTrader 4. All you really need is the stop loss and one of these take profits. You don't really even need the entry because we're doing what we call a market execution. We're jumping right in. It already left the entry point, so I don't need to put that in. I just need to jump in right where it's at and put in take profit 1, 2, or 3. So really, I only need 2 numbers. I need the stop loss and I need one of the take profits. And that's it. I'm done. I go about my day. I go about my business. I take care of the kids. I go ahead and go grocery shopping. I go ahead and do whatever. And then automatically, as you see, this is going to hit take profit 1, and then boom, money's deposited in my account. I look at my balance. It is increased by $300. I move on to the next trade. And so some people say, well, Shawn, do you go to take profit too? For me, I don't, but there's several people that do. There's many people that put in all 3 of them. So now here's the likelihood. If 90% of the time you're going to hit take profit 1, 50% of the time you take profit 2, and maybe 33% you take profit 3, why not put in all 3? Why not? I just challenge you to just practice putting it in and letting the market do what it does. And even without any particular strategy, you're going to win more trades than you lose. You're going to win more trades than you lose because the software is that good. All right. So that's that one. I'm going to look at one more trade. Let's see. Here's a great example here. Let me blow this up a little bit. And see, look, I don't have to scan the market. It's already got it listed over here. Okay. So what I'm looking for this one is to come down to the green line. You already see my RSI line is here underneath this dotted line. So that looks good. It's potentially setting up. All right. And sometimes it's like that. It's sometimes it's too early. So what I would do is I would use another app called Call Alerts. Okay. And I could program an alert in my phone. It's called Call. Let me see. Let me make sure I got it right, guys. I don't want to misquote anything. All right. Call Levels. Excuse me. It's called Call Levels. Call Levels. Okay. Call Levels. It's an app. And so basically you'll put in the pair, the NZD USD. And what I would do is I could put an alert in Call Levels. And what it'll do is it'll ring my phone. It'll send me a notification or ring a bell or send me a text message that says it hit this entry price. So then what it will do while I'm doing my busy day around the house or whatever, I will look at my computer and say, ooh, it's headed back up. This is a great trade setup because why? This fits what I was talking about. From entry to take profit one, look at this. That is 20 pips. This is a beautiful setup. This is exactly what I look for, guys. All I'm waiting for is the confirmation. That's it. I've already showed you now how to get 20 pips. That 20 pips could be $20 that you can make. That could be $200. It could be $2,000. That could be $20,000. That could be $200,000. Doesn't matter because it matters on what's in your account. So if I already have $100,000 in my account, I don't mind putting in a lot size that this right here from entry take profit one can make an additional $20,000. What I would do is I would probably put it in 3 times. See, I'm not going to go all the way to take profit 3 because I'm increasing my risk. I don't want to do that. I already have a sense that this is going to win 90% of the time. This may be the one time, maybe it doesn't, but guess what? I'll take that chance because doing my analysis and my confirmations, if my RSI on the bottom starts curving upwards and then it already touched my entry and now I start seeing 1 or 2 blue candles headed in the direction I needed to go, I'm going to take that chance. And I could potentially make over $60,000 by putting this in 3 times. Okay? This is why you want to look at this. This is why you need to take a very serious look because this tool by itself has made many millionaires within IM Mastery Academy. Now, I'm going to just address this and I'm going to move on to the Vibrata. A lot of people like to try to knock IM Mastery Academy. I don't know why. You know, because honestly, guys, when I've learned this tool, I mean, the first month that I was in, I mean, I made great money using this tool, and I really didn't even know that much about trading at all. All I did was put the numbers in. That's all I did. I just kept putting the numbers in from entry to take profit one, and I kept winning, and it kept growing my account. But what I also learned is I learned what support and resistance was because it already marked the chart. And so what I would do sometimes is I would take that and then I would go on TradingView or something and I would mark it up myself to see, am I matching what the software did? And I just kept doing it and doing it and doing it. And then finally, of course, I started seeing exactly why I was making the money that I'm making. Because it was following what the program was reading. Okay, that's how I learned. All right, so this is a great, great, great tool to use right here, okay? So again, this is very easy, very basic. My 10-year-old daughter knows how to use this. Okay, I'm gonna just be honest with you. 10 years old, she already knows how to take $10 and make it over $1,000. All she has to do is what? Put in the stop loss. Okay, she puts in that number. She types in take profit one. She lets it go. She watches it sometimes. She's doing homework. She watches the screen. You know, Daddy, it's going higher. It looks like it's about to hit. Okay, looks good. All right, fantastic. Okay, let's move on to another one. She sees the same thing. Daddy, I measured it. It's about 22 pips. I think I can make, you know, let's go $10 a pip. That's $120 or $200. Okay, great. Put it in, put in the stop loss, put in the take profit one. Let's go ahead and watch it. That's it. You just keep doing that. Okay. All right. So that's enough of that. Let's get on to the Vibrata. Okay. Love it. I love it. I love it. Let's see. That's where you hear the ching ching noise from. All right, let's get on the vibrata. Could you put a one? Oh, I'm sorry. Let me go in the chat. Let me make sure I've addressed the questions. Okay, from Nika, I've noticed the pattern scan button is missing that used to show which patterns were more successful, or did it just move location? That's a very good question, Nika. I was not aware of a pattern scan button that showed which patterns were more successful. So I apologize. I'm ignorant of that. But what I will do is I can shoot a message to, Stephen Hooley, who also, helped work on this too, and ask him if that's the feature, or I'll play around with it and see if maybe I'll discover it. So I don't know. All right, Angela, can you go over support and resistance, please? I will. I will definitely do that. And more so, I'll do it here on the vibrata. If you can see this screen, can you go ahead and put a 1 in there? I just want to make sure you guys can see the vibrata web analyzer. Make sure everybody can see it. Fantastic. Thank you, Portia. I appreciate that. All right, guys. So this is the vibrata web analyzer. This is another flagship tool that IM Mastery Academy has, again. Okay, guys, it takes hundreds of thousands of dollars to develop software like this that helps you to read the market. Okay, and again, many companies, many trading companies have software very similar to this. Some of it may be a little bit more complex. They'll add, a lot more bells and whistles to it, but that's because that's their job. That's their career. They need all these analytical stuff. What I love is that this is made simple for the everyday person, because at the end of the day, we just want to make money. Okay, we just want to go ahead and compound our account. We don't need all the extra. And the harder that you make it, the more, to me, it seems like a job. And I didn't get into this to make a job. I got in this to grow my account and use it for my other investments. Okay, so let's go over the vibrata. Now, this one is a little bit more of an intuitive tool. And what I mean is it doesn't give you all the answers to the question. All right. What this one does, it just provides a notification as far as when a reversal is happening in the market. So just like in the harmonic scanner, it had a D to show you when it was reversing. Here, it doesn't have any letters, but just imagine when it goes cha-ching, that's where the D is. That's where it's about to turn in the market. So this one is minus the letters and minus the take profits and all that. But this one is for those people who do want to be more involved in their trading. This is a great tool for those of you who have learned to draw support and resistance and trend lines, and you want to be more interactive in your trading and step it up. This is a perfect tool for that, okay? And so basically, I'll start over here from left to right like I always do. We have our home button. You have educational help right here. If you have any questions about the vibrata, here you have alerts that can be sent to your phone. You could set it up so that when an alert goes off, it can go ahead and notify you on your phone. So this is great for when you're just trading on your cell phone. All right, a lot of people don't know that. And then we have news alerts that's connected to high impact news like Forex Factory that I mentioned earlier. You're able to press this, and this will show you particular news on the pairs, okay? So that when something funny happens in the market, you kind of have a heads up as far as what's happening. The next one is certain trade ideas, okay? So when you press that, there's going to be certain educators that are in the IM Mastery Academy that are sharing their trade ideas. Now, these are professional traders. These are people that do this full time, okay? And so what they're doing is they're analyzing and they're just sharing their thoughts with you. So imagine that you're with a, imagine you're with a multi-million-dollar trader, and they're just analyzing all day, and they've studied, they did their homework, they're looking at the news, they've been analyzing this for months, and they just open up their brain and start sharing their notes to you. They're just open up their brain, sharing their notes to you. They're making hundreds of thousands of dollars, but they just decide to pour out their notes, okay? That's what the trade ideas are. This is an area where they're pouring out their notes for you to know. Now, there's a lot of other traders out there. I'm not going to knock any company because I don't do that. But what I will say is I've seen a lot of programs where people will give you trade ideas. Okay, they'll show a signal, and then you have to wonder, whether it will or won't work. Okay, and then I see a lot of people that you can buy trade signals from. You can have people trade for you. But here's the thing: you're kind of trusting somebody else to your financial future. And I'm going to be honest. I've not yet seen I've not yet seen a person take trade signals from a company or a person and have made $1 million. I have not seen that. Now, I could be totally wrong, but they usually only give you enough signals to make some money in your account, and then you lose some. You make some and you lose some. And it's not like, man, every signal that this company puts out, man, I tell you, they always hit. And guess what? I made $1 million just watching them, just taking their trade signals. No, guys, that's why IM Mastery Academy is different. Okay. If you just wanted to be spoon fed or hand fed, then guess what? There's a lot of cheap companies out there that can do that for you. And I don't knock it. That's for people who are too busy, people who need to have somebody else trade for them, or people who really don't want to put the time into learning. I get it. Perfectly understandable. You can do that. Okay. But now, if you want to go somewhere where you're mixing your mind, your skill set, and your mindset to successful traders who are sharing what's in their thoughts, you know, sharing the ideas and say, hey, look, I'm analyzing the trade, I'm looking at it, and right here, let's look at Legacy Worldwide. Here's an update from my idea about a buy on Euro AUD on the H4. So for people who are long-term traders, this is the idea. And so what he's telling you is, hey, I want you to look at it and see at this particular point, you could go ahead and put in a potential take profit in this area. Now you look at it, you analyze it, and now you're taking those tips, and now you're putting in your own confirmation and strategy and saying, that looks good. Now we're bouncing ideas off another successful trader just to go ahead and see if this is going to be profitable to you. Okay. Ooh, that's another trade coming up. All right. So that's where that is. Okay. And so we come down here, there's different settings. You can set your vibrato to have a different background, switch colors, whatever you like to do, personalize it for yourself. Okay. And then over here, we have what we call power trades. Now in the IM Mastery Academy, you can go in the back office and you can get certain trade ideas, or it's not just trade ideas, but these are more thoughts of more professional traders that are sharing ideas with you. And you can, again, analyze it and see if you like to take this trade. Okay. Of course, you have all the marking tools right here. You can mark your support and resistance. Okay. Here, you can put in the pair. You don't have to just put in the pair here. Let me go back. Okay. So we go back here. I'm sorry. Let's go back. All right. Now let me make this sound again so y'all hear it. Okay. That's the money sound. Ooh, there you go. When you hear that, man, that's a lovely sound. I thought it'd be irritating, but when you start making money every time you hear that, you associate success with that sound. All right. So it's called a potential sell. When the boxes are red, we're looking for red candles. We're looking for a sell to go in a downtrend. When it's green, we're looking for buy candles to go in an uptrend. The green goes with the green candles, the red go with the red candles. Very, very simple there, okay? So we don't have to worry about that. So now I'll select it. I'll put my hand on there. I'll select it. All right, and it shows us that it's going down in a sell. Okay, now the strategy, if you come down here to the bottom of the page, look, it says strategy, semicolon. I'm going to press it, and another window opens up, and now it says here, pick a strategy. So because we have successful IM educators in the back office, they are teaching their strategy and their confirmation list. Guys, look, bottom line is all of them work. You just got to find out what style works for you. That's all it is. Some of them are for short-term trades, which means you're in and out of the trade. You're getting 5, 10, 15, 30 pips. Okay. Some of them are for long-term trades. Some of them for an hour, 4 hour, daily, weekly, whatever the case may be. Each of these strategies caters to that different type of trader. We also have cryptocurrency strategies in here for you to follow Bitcoin and Litecoin, Ethereum, XRP, whatever it is that you like to trade. So what I always challenge people to do is, if you're not happy with the strategy that you're doing, go in here, follow the educator. Okay. Go back in our Go Live. It's called Go Live. Okay. And you go to our Go Live where you watch the actual educators teaching, and you go ahead and find that particular strategy and you just watch them. Watch about 2 or 3 videos of them, of their training class, and see if you catch on, See if it seems simple, see if it fits your style. And then what I encourage you to do is get into your demo account. Don't practice on a live, get into your demo account and do at least 100 trades with that strategy. At least a minimum of 100 trades with that strategy. You want to do that because number one, you want to learn the strategy. You want to be proficient with it before you start making an assessment of that you can't do it. The second of all, you want to have some results. Okay, every 20 trades, you want to grade. Well, how many out of those 20 trades did I win? How many did I learn a lesson? Okay, I don't say lose, but learn a lesson. Okay, you do it every 20 trades and then you evaluate. Okay, and then that'll determine whether that's a strategy for you. Okay, so on this particular strategy, I picked Dr. Kathy Kirkland, phenomenal trader. She's a mentor to me. She's a friend to me, her and her wonderful husband. And so, you know, Dr. Kathy Kirkland has used the Ichimoku cloud where she has a testimony that she's taken a $40 account and she went to over $1.4 million in a matter of about 8-9 months. And that's because, guys, she was just all focused on learning her confirmations. Okay, learning the nuances of the strategy. I promise you, she did well over 100 trades in her demo. She did over 1,000 trades in her demo. She went ahead and took notes. She went ahead and analyzed it. The question is, are you playing with this skill set or do you want to take it seriously? Okay, if you take it seriously, I promise you, you can replace your job income. You can pay off all your debt. You can live in a lifestyle that you haven't lived before because, guys, I've been retired for 3 years now from Forex trading. And that's because I took it seriously because of mentors like Dr. Kathy Kirkland, Christopher Terry, and some other ones that I followed. Okay, and so now let's look at this trade. This is a sell. The reason it's a sell, but when we look at the cloud, I know it looks like a bunch of gibberish here, but I'm going to try to simplify it for all the new people that's here. I want you to just imagine that you're on an airplane, okay? When you're on an airplane, there's, you know, different areas that the airplane goes in the clouds, okay? When you're going up for a landing, you're underneath the clouds, okay? And so what happens is you break through the cloud because you want to get at a nice cruising altitude, okay? That 10,000 feet or better. Usually that's above the cloud because you want to stay out of turbulence, okay? So here's the thing. When you're underneath the cloud, you're looking for red candles. You're coming down for a landing, okay? Coming down for a landing. When you're in the clouds, okay, you see how it bounces around like this? This is where you have turbulence, okay? The market is trying to decide which way it's going to go, up or down. So when it's all jumbled up like this and it looks like a mess, guess what? Here's the clue. Don't jump in a trade. Don't touch it, all right? When it's above, okay, oh, beautiful. Look at this. When it's above the cloud, when it breaks through the cloud, guess what? It's gaining altitude. It's going up. This is where you want to trade. So you want to trade when it's coming up. You want to trade when it's coming down. I'm just going to give you an example, guys, of how many pips this is when this broke out of the cloud. Ooh, let's bring it down a little bit because this was a beautiful breakout right here. Okay. Wow, this is potentially 93 pips, okay? 93 pips on a straight run right there. And that's on a 15-minute chart. So this could have been $930 for somebody in one trade. All they had to do was follow this and stay above the cloud, which it did, and just stay in it until it crossed over these lines here. When it crosses over the line, that's when you get out. Because that's when people say, well, when do you get out, Shawn? I don't know. You'd get out somewhere right here, okay? Because what happens is it went up, 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 and then this green line and all the stuff started to jumble up again. Remember, when I said it starts going horizontal, starts bouncing around, that's when you want to get out of it, okay? But let's just say you didn't catch the whole 93. If you just caught 80 pips of that, that could have been an $800 move for you. For some of you, that could have been $8,000. For other people, that could have been $80,000 right there, okay? So guys, I didn't have to mark up charts. You didn't see me yet put any support or resistance lines. What I was looking for is, does it come above the cloud or under the cloud? That one went above. This one right here is coming under the cloud. So we're looking for a sell. It's coming down. That's exactly what I want to see. Okay, it broke out of the cloud over here. Look at it. Came all the way down here. That's beautiful. I love it. Man, that's just priceless right there. That's what I want to see. That right there. So far, that's potentially 36 pips. That's not bad. That could have been $360 right there. That could have been $3,600 right there for somebody. It just depends on, again, on what you have in your account and how much you're willing to put per pip to do it. All right. And if we're going to teach you that. This isn't anything you have to figure it out. We're not going to let you trade on your own. We're not going to let you just jump with a live account and blow your money, because guess what? We can't grow if you lose money. The whole goal is you need to be a testimony. Each of you who's on this call, each of you who are watching the Facebook Live, if you join up with the right person and the right team, guess what? We want you to be a testimony so that you'll tell other people. We want you to say, you know what? I was on this class. I studied this person. I ended up making $300, over the last day, just using a simple strategy. All right. So now I'm going to jump to support and resistance real quick, because someone referred to that. So I'm going to make my chart naked. Okay. And I'm just going to talk about real quick about marking up a chart. And again, that's what was shown with the harmonic scanner. It already does that. Okay. So, and here's a cheat. I always, for those of you who are new to marking up your chart, I switch my candles to a line chart. Okay. Makes it very, very simple to see. So now all we're doing, ladies and gentlemen, is, here's an example I like to use. If I gave you a bouncing ball and I put it in your hand, okay, and I told you, let me see who's all on here. Let me pick on somebody. I'm gonna use my other boy Shawn. Shawn's here because I'm Shawn. Shawn's are great. We understand stuff. Shawn, I hope you don't mind. Okay, so if I gave Shawn a ball and I told him to bounce it on the ground as hard as you can, and I'm gonna measure how high it goes. Okay. So Shawn slams the ball down. All right. He slams it. It goes about 8 feet in the air. Okay. He slams it again. It goes another 8 feet. He slams it again. It goes 7.5. He slams it again. It goes 7.35. Slams it again. It's 7.67. So either way, the height of that is around 8 feet. Okay. That right there is our resistance. That's where that's where it seems like the ball only goes but so high, and it kind of rejects in that area and it comes back down. That's the ceiling. What he's hitting it on is the floor. Now, if I tell Shawn, there's a basement underneath the floor, try to throw the ball through the floor to the basement, he can't do it. It stops right there at the floor. That's our support. The market fluctuates between the ceiling and the floor. It's because of human patterns. It's because of human nature. All charts in trading is a record of human nature in our society. That's what I like to say. It's just a human nature of our society. It's just like if I have a clicker, somebody at Walmart, and they have a clicker, and every hour they're clicking to see how many people. That's what they used to do, right? They have clickers. You have the clicker person. So the clicker person gets everybody, hello, click, 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 hello, click, click, click. And so what they're doing is they're trying to see within a given hour how many people enter into the store. Well, typically between a Monday to a Wednesday, between the hours of 9 a.m. to 10 a.m., there's an average of about 140 people that enter into the store. Okay, on average. From Thursday till Saturday or Sunday, there's probably an average of 175 people that come in an hour. Human patterns. So this is why society is able to make strategies and marketing and all that geared around these numbers. Okay. In the market, all right, we look at price action. On a Monday, there's a certain volatility, and we'll see that the market only goes so high on a Monday, and maybe on a Tuesday, maybe on a Wednesday, and then maybe on a Thursday, it reverses. And then if you look at the pairs over a certain amount of time, maybe the last 2 weeks, last month, last 6 months, you'll see that certain patterns repeat itself. It's because of human behavior. That's all it is, guys. So that's why I want to take the mystery around trading away from you, is that we're really looking at human behavior, and we're just tracking that, okay, through prices. So we start here on the top, and we mark our chart with the height. This is where Shawn has hit the ball. This is the highest that the market has been right here. Okay. So then I start from top, and I always go from top to bottom. What I'm looking for is points that seem to line up in the same area. And I'm looking for at least a minimum of 2 points. Okay. Now this area is close. It's not right there on it, but look, it's pretty close in that vicinity. Because remember when Shawn's bouncing the ball, he's between 8 feet, then it comes to 7.3, 7.67, 7.2. Whatever it is, it's around a certain range. And that's what marking support and resistance is. You're just trying to make a physical representation of the range of where the market is so that you can make an intelligent decision. Okay. There's no right or wrong answer to it. It's just to show you, all right, what you need to be paying attention to. So I'm going to highlight this. So it's this range that we're paying attention. That something happens when price gets around this area. Okay. That's what we're looking at. So then we go to the next area. I'm going to mark another area, and that's right here. Okay. And then I'm going to mark another area. Let's see. Down here. Okay. So let's go back because I really want you to see, well, Shawn, where do you see points? Okay. So let's spell it out because I want to make sure that I'm very, very, explicit on that. Oops, actually, let me turn it around. So we got a point here. We got a couple points here. Okay. I'm also looking around here. Okay. Let's go here. See, it's kind of pointed here. There. There. Okay. Now, Angela, you can unmute yourself if you can, but do you see what I'm talking about now? I just want to make sure you get it, because if you don't get it, I'll go a little deeper, but I want to make sure you at least got this.
Yeah, I got it. Sorry about it.
No, that's fine. Okay, there. Maybe here. And I could put another in this big one. And I usually say 2 or 3 points, but sometimes when I see a big spike like this, that's an area too. And so again, it's subjective. Some people may not put it there. They may be like, nah, I don't really care about that. But for me, I like to be, a little thorough. Okay. So we marked up, this is a markup. This is all it is. And guys, all we're doing is that the market goes from these different levels. It just is like different floors of an apartment building. It's going to go up to the high top floor. This is the penthouse, the balcony, the top floor. And then it didn't break that. It hasn't broke through the ceiling. So it comes back down the elevator. Okay. So it breaks through. So if it breaks through, there's only 2 things that the market's going to do. So it's not a surprise. This is the thing I want you to know. It's not a surprise if you prepare yourself that when it gets to this level, it can only go up or it can go down. And all you're waiting to do is see what it does. That's why you wait to see what the market does for you. It's either going to head back up that way, or guess what? If it doesn't do that, it's going to break through and do what? Head back down this way, right? Or it could consolidate. But if it's consolidating, I don't care because I'm not jumping in a trade. I'm only going to jump in a trade if it goes up or down that way. And what you do as you begin your trading journey and you follow the IM educators, you follow and be a part of these classes, and you put this before your eyes and ears, I promise you're going to learn to see the clues because it's just human behavior. That's all it is. You're just tracking human behavior. Let's switch it back to candles and look how it looks.
Quick question, Shawn.
Yes.
Once it breaks that line, like if it's going down, like in the downtrend, once it breaks that line, that means it's going back up in the uptrend.
Okay, so you mean this line here?
Yeah, once it breaks, yeah.
The yellow?
Yes.
Well, I mean, the only thing I can do is look at past history. Okay? It came up here and broke through. It didn't go higher. So I'm going to assume, I'm just going to assume that it tested it here, it tested it here, it tested it here, and now it's coming back down. So most likely my gut instinct is it's coming back down. So I'm going to take a chance and I'm going to get in and look, between here to this level is 48 pips. If it continues downward. I don't see a reason for it to turn abruptly back up, but it could. Now, we're not saying it's not. Some news could come out. Something could alter it. But for now, all my confirmations tell me it's going to head back down because it's reversing this pattern.
So it's just hitting the line and going back up, really. It's just.
Yeah, that's it. It can either hit this line and go back up, which is an area of support, or it could break through. Those are the only two things that can happen. It either breaks through or it respects it and it bounces back up. See, like here, where this point, see, it came down. What did it do? It didn't break through. You see all these candles lying together?
Yeah.
It hit here, and what did it do? It went back up.
Mm-hmm.
So it didn't do that. Over here, okay, it broke through here. It danced around. We're going to assume since it broke here, it probably was going to head up. Well, it did. Eventually, what did it do? It retested this area, and then eventually it did come back and shoot up here. And then it broke through. See? When you see a bullish embellishing candle, embellishing candle just means a big candle that's bigger than the rest. When you see it do like this and break through, it's a clue that, hey, this might be going to the next floor. Might be. So you guys can mark this down on GBP USD that you could probably catch these pips right here and continue going down. And most likely it'll probably get here and turn back up. But if not, guess what? You just wait. This is what they mean, let the trade come to you. You wait to see what it's going to do at these areas.
Yeah.
See, these are like speed bumps. It's got to slow down and do something. All you're waiting to do in the market is see, well, what's it going to do? And once you find out it starts turning the other direction, you jump in the elevator and you ride it up. And then when it gets here, you see if it breaks through again. If it breaks through again, you ride it up again. If not, it'll come back down. Well, guess what? You ride the elevator back down. And you can do this all day. I promise you, somebody made money to go from here up to here, and then they went down here and made money, and then they got back in and went up again, made money, and then came down and made money. I bet you there's somebody who did that. So that, in essence, is what support and resistance is. And then, of course, trend lines are just basically it's an uptrend or downtrend. And, you can analyze stuff that way too. You can put these lines in. Some people like that. If it breaks the trend line, it does something. Well, actually, I put on the underside. I'm sorry. Let me put that on the underbelly. Oops. Where was that? I'm assuming it was here. You can put a trend line. I don't really do trend lines anymore. But you can. Maybe something like that. Let's make that. Oh no, I didn't want that. I want the line. Give me the line. All right, almost done, guys. Hoping I could. There we go. Hit that trend line. All right, so you can do a trend line like that, and what happens is, just like a support line, you see the market touched here, came back, touched here again, came around, touched again here, broke a little past it, but it came up, touched again here. Finally, it broke this trend line here. This is another reason to let me know that it's probably headed back downward. Okay. Actually, let me move that. I think I had it here. Yeah. Okay, that is headed downward. And it may make it all the way down here back to the bottom. It could possibly make it all the way down here. You just got to pay attention to these speed bumps and see. So for our long-term traders, they would probably be in this for the whole long term and just ignore the speed bumps. They just go ahead and just say, look, I'm looking at this on a long-term chart. This right here is 123 pips. I'm just going to get in and ride it on down. And for someone who spent time trading GBP USD, guess what? They're going to understand the characteristics of this pair. So they're not scared. They're not intimidated to ride this elevator down, because most likely this is what the market does. That's why they call it swing trading. It swings up, swings down. It swings up, swings down. And you're just catching it in the wave. You're just trying to analyze and see, well, where's the wave? So far, it looks like it hit the highest of its wave. So now it's headed back down. Okay. So that's really, in essence, what support and resistance is right there, ladies and gentlemen, is just looking at the highs and lows. And like I said, you can always switch this to help you out, make it easier, switch it to a line and just hit these little points. And it makes it so much easier to see. Okay. Last thing. Okay, so Shawn, you see a trade. How do I know what to do with the trade? How do I use this thing? All right. Oh, that's beautiful. That is so beautiful. All right. So this is NZDJPY. We are in the Asian session right now and the Sydney session. So this is good. They're not affected by the bank holiday, okay, because they're not, that's a US holiday. So this one is going in a beautiful sell. I definitely suggest you guys look at this trade. Okay, it's under the cloud. What did I say when it's under the cloud? It's a sell. It's coming down for a landing. We're out of the turbulence. What I like to see, if you're using the cloud, very easy, is this line, this green line here shows us 26 periods in the past. This cloud itself shows us 26 and 52 periods in the future. This red and blue line shows us the path that the candles are doing now. What I like to see is distance in between all of these three, like three separate lanes. When you see it separated like that, that means that it's a strong current. It's strongly going down in that direction, and it's not interweaving itself. It has momentum. That's what I'm loving. This has momentum. You see, it's going down. The cloud, most likely, it's headed down to my RSI. You see my RSI is still down to the bottom, so letting me know that it's still going down. I'm not worried about it turning yet. When this green line starts coming closer to my candles, that's when I'm going to start kind of getting concerned that it's going to start consolidating before it turns around. It's like turning a Titanic. It's not just going to turn and jump the opposite way like Bitcoin may or US 30 may. With Forex, they gradually start to swing, and that's what I call swing trading. It swings and then it starts to go back the opposite direction. So this will give you time to realize when to get out. So many of you are scared, like, oh my God, I saw one green candle, I got the heck out. I don't know, Shawn. I saw one green candle, I just got out. Well, how much money you get? Well, I got 30 cents. I got 30 cents. I'm happy. I got 30 cents and stuff. You mean, wait a minute, you in a trade where you could have potentially made $300 and you got out on 30 cents? That's because you're not studying. You're not putting this before you. You're not trusting the structure. You're not trusting your confirmations. You're not learning how to trade. What you're learning is just how to grab money that fell out of somebody's pocket real quick. And that's not trading, okay? That's scavenging, all right? We want you to be a professional type trader, okay? And learn the structure and learn how to use these tools effectively, okay? This is a great trade. Some of y'all need to write this down, NZDJPY. You definitely are gonna get some pips out of that. So now let's look at how far do we go? See, that's the question. People say, like Angela, she's very honest. She's one of my superstar stellar students on Team Wealth Builders. I love her because she studies her behind off, okay? And so she says, Shawn, I look at a trade like this, looks good, I jump in. The second I jump in, it turns the other way. I said, okay, so let's start to diagnose what's going on. First of all, I asked you what strategy are you using, because each strategy has their own confirmations, all right? So let's just say she said she's using the cloud. She uses the cloud. So now I want to look at the structure of the market. The structure tells me what can potentially happen. That's why we marked it up, because we marked it up to give a structure. That's what the Harmonic scanner does. It's showing you the structure of the market. So what I will do is, I'm trading on a 15-minute, but I'm going to go on a higher time frame. I'm going to probably go on an hour time frame. And now I'm going to take a look and compress my screen to see where my support and resistance areas are. All right. So again, I can go here and mark it to give me just an idea of where the market is. To yellow. All right, so that's my high. Let's go to see my low, because that's what I'm really concerned about, right? I'm going in a sell. I need to know how far down can I go. I need to pay attention there. All right. The reason being is, look here. Look at these points. This is my area I need to pay attention to. Okay. If I pay attention to that, it'll keep me out of trouble, hopefully. So now I know how far I can play. See, these two areas right here, this is the 2 points. Oh, look at this. If I go back even a little further, I don't have to go far, guys. You don't have to be looking for weeks and months and all. You just have to barely move your chart over and you'll see these areas. Now, if I find 4 main points on an hour chart that are all around the same area, don't you think that it's possible something may happen when I get to this area? Absolutely. So now what I have to look at is how far from that line am I and how many pips can I get possibly? Okay, because I'm in a sell. So then I can measure it and see, wow, from here to here, I got about 29 pip leeway before it may turn around on me. So guess what? I don't go for the whole 29 because I may not make it all the way here. I'll shoot for something like 15 pips. I'll get 15 pips here, and then I will wait. I will wait. I will wait. Everybody say that with me. I will wait. Shawn, why do we wait? Because we want to see what the market's going to come to us and do. We're not going to force our will on the market. We're not going to say, well, it should continue going down. No, we're going to wait to see what the market tells us. What is this RSI going to do? Is this RSI on the bottom going to turn? What's going to happen when we get to this yellow line? Is it going to turn? I most likely think it is, because in 3 other major places it turned around. If it does, guess what it's going to do? It's going to go back up. And if it goes back up, guess what that means? That means money. A lot of it, okay? So if it heads back up to this high again, then guess what? We can go from down here and we can go all the way up here. Man, I got my little thing in the way. Move out the way now. Move that. Let me remeasure that again. Move this window. Okay. So let me remeasure it. All right, look at that. I can go back up 124 pips. So I have about 100 pip window to play with. Okay. So I can I can jump in now and catch these 15 pips, because I know this is my threshold. This is my floor. This is where I bounce the ball and I can't break that floor, because in the other areas over here, it showed us that, hey man, you might not make it through this floor. But if I do, that's okay. But I'm going to grab those 15 pips. I'm not going to ride the whole 20 something pips. I want to stay in a buffer zone. So I'll get my 15, because I know for sure pretty much I can get that 15 out of there, because everything looks good on my confirmation right now. Then I'm going to wait and see what it does. If it goes lower, if it breaks through, then guess what? I could probably go down further and get another 15, 30, 40, 50 pips. If not, and it turns the other way, how many pips do I have potentially to make? I have over 126 pips I can potentially make. I don't need to be greedy. I don't need to get the whole 126. Let me get 100 out of it. Let me get 95. Let me get 85 pips. That could be 800. That could be $80. That could be $800. That could be $8,000. You don't have to be greedy in this thing. You just need to find out what area are you playing in. Which floors are you playing in? Okay. All right. I might hop in this. Looks like a good sell. That's right. That's right. Okay. All right. All right. Looks good. Looks good. Okay, cool. So guys, that's kind of what I wanted to touch base on. So I'm sorry, I went on looking at that. I want to make sure I cover the support and resistance, how we look at it. Let me see how you use it. NJ is now in blue in profit. Okay, thanks, Shawn. Hey, I don't play. We call these trades. Like I say, you could jump in NZD JPY, get you about 15 pips out of this thing right here, make you about $150 if you want. Okay, maybe make $15. Hey, $15 is more now than what you had. Okay, that's the name of the game, is to slowly grow your account by compounding it, adding on top of the balance that you have. Okay, that's what we do here with trading. All right, so All right. So, okay, let's say it pops up Euro NZD. It's going to be the last one here, guys. It calls it for a buy. It's green. Oh my God, that looks pretty too. Look at that. Oh my goodness, that looks pretty. Somebody please unmute and tell me why I think this is pretty. I need a recap. Somebody help me out. What did I show you on the other ones that makes this look pretty? Don't be scared now. We're all here to learn together.
Hey, Shawn, it's Lisa.
Hey, Lisa.
How you doing, Shawn?
Excellent, Lisa. I'm going to help you out because you were brave enough. I know everybody's scared. That's okay. I'm going to help you out, though. Go ahead.
Well, I know price is over the cloud. The momentum is in the buy. The green line is pointing up. And the cloud is pointing up. And they are separated distance apart from the green line price in the cloud. Indication of a perfect buy.
That's it. That looks good. What else are we looking at on the bottom? Just to make us feel good and warm and fuzzy inside.
The RSI.
That's it. The RSI.
Yeah.
Where is it?
It's over the dotted line.
Oh yeah. Still pointed which direction?
Pointed up.
Oh yeah. That looks good. Okay. Now here's one thing. Let's go one time frame up. Let me go back to the hour. Just in case y'all concerned about that support resistance. All right, let's look. Oh my God, where could we go with this thing? Woo, Jesus. Y'all better talk to somebody. Look where we can run to. We got all this space right here. See, I love that. All I did was go one time frame up because it gives me a bigger perspective that I can see on my chart. Look at this, look at this, look at this, look at this. We can run this 175 pips on up. Okay, I don't see any other resistance areas. So I don't see any reason it can't continue up. Mark this down, Euro NZD. That could be $1,700 right there off this one move. Just sit in this trade. Let it ride on up.
And Shawn, you're looking at the 1 hour chart, right?
I am.
Okay.
And reason being is that, again, it gave me a bigger perspective look at the market over here. Okay, I can see this. I can see this gathering here. So this gives me an idea of what other resistance areas in between where this is in here. Nothing. So you see these long red ones. Well, they had a big drop in the market and then it consolidated. Now it has to recover from that drop. Most likely news or something happened right here. So now it was finding equilibrium back here. Okay, now it's coming back out of equilibrium to balance itself back up on a buy. Now it's going to go back up to basically continue what was happening up here. Let me write that. It's basically trying to continue where it was flowing this way. It's got to reconnect in the market.
Gotcha.
See? So it's gonna come up here until it probably reaches back in this area, and then it'll probably consolidate again and then decide to either go back down or go back up. But I promise you it's gonna make its way back up here because this is where it was prior to this big drop. You see what I'm saying, folks?
Right.
It was on a cliff. It fell off the cliff. Now it's in the valley. It's got to climb back up so that it can continue back on the plane that it was. Okay.
Right. And it can take, now, even though it says 60, it could take longer than that, right? And that's part of my problem is being more patient, right? But
the 60 has nothing to do with that. It just means that, of course, that each candle takes an hour. So I would say that you're probably going to be in this trade. If you were to get into this and you want that 175 or let's just say 150, then just expect to be in that trade. If you got into it tonight, be in this until Thursday or Friday.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Gotcha.
I would just say somewhere, let me see, what's today? Tuesday. So somewhere maybe Thursday morning to Friday, you should be somewhat in this area.
Okay.
That's if you're swing trading. Now, if you just want to jump in and catch your 10 pips, get out, catch another 10, get out, catch another 10, and grow exponentially that way, you can do that too if that fits your style. If you feel that you're not that patient, that's okay. I told people, you might be a scalper.
I am a scalper.
That's it. So mark this down and then go on your growth chart and guess what? Knock these 10 out because you at least know you have a 175 pip run at least. And that means at least 10 trades, 10 pip trades in there.
Gotcha.
Where will that put you on your growth chart? And you don't have to keep flipping between different pairs. You can just stay on this one pair.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Thank
so guys,
you.
The thing is, again, it calls the trade. You look at it, you analyze it with your confirmations, and you decide when you want to get in, and then you determine your stop loss and your take profit. It goes with your goal is. If you want to get, your goal is to get 30 pips a day, well, you can either do one trade for 30 pips or do 3 of 10 or 2 of 15. It's totally up to you. That's why I said this is an intuitive tool to where you now put your own twist on it. And if you want to know where to put your stop loss, you put your stop loss underneath where all the garbage is. Because obviously it could come back and dance again in this area. But you don't want it to go too far and lose too much. You want to go ahead and put it in a reasonable area. So where would I put my stop loss? I'd put it somewhere right under here. Right there. Right under the cloud. Because if it, and here's another thing. If we're scared of stop losses, everybody's scared. Oh my God, I hit my stop loss. I ain't nothing. I'm just terrible. No, your stop loss is to protect you. As long as you don't over leverage, what it does is it get your head back in the game. If it turns around and kicks you out, now it forces you to reevaluate because it may be in a reversal going the opposite direction. And if that's the case, jump back in and regain those pips. Reassess what's happening. That's why for me, I always put in a stop loss. There's a lot of veteran traders who don't, and that's fine. Maybe their account is big enough. Maybe their lot size is so small they don't care. That's perfectly fine. But for me, if you're under 2 years in trading, you need to always put in a stop loss. That's my thing. You still need to protect your account from blowing your account. Don't fall asleep and don't put a stop loss. Don't try to experiment and do this. Because you know what? Shawn did all of those, and I blew my account every time. I'm just being real. Every single time I didn't put a stop loss is when I messed my account up. So I'm trying to keep you from that pain of making rookie mistakes like that, even though I'm still a rookie. Okay? So guys, that is the web analyzer and the IM Harmonic scanner. That's what I wanted to show you guys tonight. Again, it's an honor that you're on this call. Again, whoever invited you as a guest, please get back with the person that invited you on. Get your questions answered, but much less, the whole thing is this is about education, okay? And this is a skill set that I told you my 10-year-old knows how to do. Just by using those simple tools, she's able to trade before she even got her multiplication tables down pat, okay? And that is the most powerful skill you can have. The cost to get involved, $235 to get you started, $175 every 30 days for the tuition and access to using the Harmonic scanner, access to the educators. Of course, if you decide like all of us to trade with our friends and family, to do it in a group, do it at your church, do it at your school, do it with your coworkers, do it with your family. If you get 2 people to join forces with you, guess what, guys? They'll waive your monthly fee and you can get access to the Harmonic scanner at no charge. Okay? So that's what we have. Again, it's an honor and a pleasure. For those of you who join us on Facebook, thank you so much. Please leave a comment, inbox me or anybody on the team as far as, sharing information with you so you can be a part of this and don't let this intimidate you and hold you back from achieving your financial dreams. For those of you who are on the call, thank you so much for your support. We appreciate it. And again, we do this every Monday night, 8:30 p.m. Standard Eastern Time. And I love each and every one of you. Thank you so much. And yeah, we're going to end our class for tonight. Thank you.